Welcome to the Black Men Think podcast. If this is your first time here, know that the views and opinions expressed by the Black Men Think podcast are those of the Black Men Think podcast and not the individual members. With that being said, we're about to be unapologetically, undeniably black. Enjoy.
I just got one question. Is it 2020 part 2 or is this really 2021?
2021
I
off
don't
to
know,
a crazy
man.
start, boy.
It's 2021, and our current president right now, getting impeached again 2 times. So,
Congratulations, Donald Trump.
2 times.
I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out over the next couple of weeks, or however long the process is going to take. Because, I mean, we have inauguration coming up on 20th, so exactly a week away from today. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see like how this plays out, because once again, he's still going to be in the headlines when we thought we were going to be moving on to, president. But,
Hey, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let's let that man get all the smoke that he should. So, hey, it is what it is.
It's just funny though, because when you really think about it, Trump has once again found a way to continue to stay in the headlines. Like,
Factual.
he killing the headline game, bro.
Well, he might not enjoy that one as much.
Do you? I don't think he cares.
Yeah, minus the social media.
Yeah,
you don't think so?
They got him off social media. Like, but I really don't think he cares. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't.
No, I mean, I can agree with that. Yeah, I mean, he probably figured like I'm on the way out anyway. But what I don't know is, and maybe y'all know, I heard somebody told me they're trying to keep him from being able to run again. Does impeachment, you can't run again if he's successfully impeached for the next?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's
president. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you can hold another like federal office or something like that.
Like I saw,
okay.
And this wasn't. I didn't fact check this against like a legitimate website, but what I saw was that he loses his travel budget, he loses his security detail, he loses his salary, like the $250,000 a year or something like that. And then he also loses the opportunity to run for a second term.
Okay.
So but like I said, I didn't fact check that. I only, I went off of meme culture. So that's all.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds similar. I think something like that with the 25th Amendment too. Like if he had got removed from his office, I think he would have lost a lot of those privileges. But I think the impeachment is just, more or less setting the standard. And I mean, let's keep it real. And granted, this has been a while coming. I mean, Trump been, kind of putting wood into this fire for forever.
Right.
Obviously, the insurrection happened. We talked about it in our last episode. And then, it's enough is enough, man. And I mean, it's about time that there were some Republicans that stepped up and actually, voted the right vote as opposed to being a pawn, because I mean, it's time, man. You got to hold them accountable. All this, let's just move on. No, that's not where we at. It's time to hold a man for his actions and set the precedent for anybody else that tries to come into office and carry on the way that he has. He's made a mockery of the presidency, and it is what it is.
Yeah. No, I can feel that. I'm I don't know. I'm just kind of I don't want to say over it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, it's one of those things that we definitely saw it all coming, right? Like, It was bound to happen. The entire time that this process that's been going on, it just felt like the inevitable was either, my thoughts, the inevitable was like either we're going to war or he's getting impeached. Like that was the only two thoughts that really came across my mind the entire time that he was in office. And so the fact that he is once again made history as the only president to be impeached twice, it definitely we living in the history books, bro. Like 2020. Just put it like this: that presidential term will go down in history, where our kids will be reading about this and saying, like, "We lived through this. Like, this was going on when we were kids. Like, yeah, this was exactly what was going on." So,
what's going to be interesting is how those history books actually read, though, because that's going to be an interesting part. I wonder if we're going to be reading it and be like, that's not how that went.
I can believe that. I can definitely believe that. I can believe that. But hey, enough with the politics, bro.
I'm about to say enough about Trump, dog.
Hey, see, tell us about and this happened today. We recording this right when it happened, really. So like James Harden pretty much shifted the entire NBA, bro. Like
they done shut the Hawks down. Their chance of becoming a East Coast Eastern Conference champions, man. Because,
the Hawks, you said?
Yeah, I mean the Hawks, they've been doing pretty good. I watched them here and there.
You probably watched like the first four or five games of the season.
Oh, they've been a losing skid.
Yeah, bro.
The Hawks lost like 4 or 5 in a row, bro.
Oh, see, I haven't watched a couple nights.
Supposedly some drama with Trae Young and John Collins.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, scratch that then. But no, but the yeah. So I was watching in the beginning, like first couple games, they looked pretty good. I was like, man, these boys trying to compete in the East. But I mean, it's a long season. But yeah, the Nets though, man, they getting James Harden. I mean, hopefully
good or bad though.
To be determined, man. For one, I don't know what's going on with Kyrie Irving. I mean, that's just a whole nother story there. Because he's just been away, so I mean, no one really knows. I mean, you hear the rumors like he can sometimes go without speaking to people, and something about he told his teammates he wasn't playing, and then he didn't tell the coaches and everybody else. I mean, I don't know. You hear all these rumors. You don't know what's true. The only thing you do know is he's not there. So, but I don't know how soon James Harden is going to play. But I mean, for one thing, he might need to get in shape though. Even though he's still averaging 25 points.
Hey, he came out balling though.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
okay. So his numbers are they kind of skewed though, because he started to see killing. Like he was, I think like the first 2 or 3 games he was averaging like 32 points a game, but like these last 5 games he's put up about 17 points, which I mean that's those numbers are not bad. He put up his average has been like 17 points, 10 rebounds. 10 assists, and he almost was leading assists, but it's just like. Yeah, bro, but you average 30. So when you look at that, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just uninterested, man. Like
that's what
I mean, at the end of the day, he didn't want to be there. He didn't want to have anything to do with that organization. Rumors are that he didn't want to play for a coach that was a Trump supporter or something like that. And then, I mean, granted, it sounds like he was, kind of causing some tension in the locker room. I think DeMarcus Cousins came out today and was just basically saying, it hasn't been good the whole time. I think that the locker room could have had issues with how he entered training camp and, just kind of his demeanor. So DeMarcus was like, man, I honestly just came here to play with John Wall. So he was like, it don't even really matter. But I mean, I guess Harden got what he wanted. He got out and low key, Houston got a good, they got a good pickup out of all of this. I think it was like a 14 deal between them and Cleveland, and somehow Indiana got involved.
Now
you got Oladipo going to join John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, and that's not a bad team.
No. Houston to me are the ones from a long-term perspective. Houston came out on top because they filled the void, right? They got rid of a player who didn't want to be there. I mean, even though that player who didn't want to be there is a superstar, at least you get a serviceable, maybe like a B-list superstar, if you want to say that, a B-list player. Like, I mean, Oladipo is definitely a top player, but he ain't James Harden. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
of course.
You're 20, 21 points a game or whatever. So that's still good. But the important thing, them boys got 4 future first round draft picks. So they good to go as far as from the future standpoint. Like, they got a solid enough team right now to compete for the West. I don't think they're gonna make it out of the West, but at least they got a solid core
to build.
To
moving
build
forward.
with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
now
they
the
definitely
Nets,
do.
on the other hand, they built the win right now though.
Yeah, I see.
I mean, it's win or bust.
Because, bro, like, look at what they got,
bust,
right?
Man. It's like
you got them 3 pieces. People forget DeAndre Jordan is on the team.
Yeah, and they got a bench.
Jeff Green.
They got a bench.
Yeah.
No, that's what they lost.
Well, they got 3.
Oh,
they have 3. They have 3 roster. Yeah, they got 3 open roster spots.
Yeah, they lost.
Wow, so they lost that many?
Yeah, because LeVert came off the bench for them. LeVert came off the bench. They lost. Who else? They lost Jared Allen.
They lost who?
Oh, they lost Jared Allen.
Yeah, he went.
Oh, wow. Oh, so they lost some key pieces.
Yeah, they lost some key pieces. Yeah. But I mean, the pieces that they lost, they made up for with James Harden. You know what I'm saying? But they do got the 3, huh?
J.R. Smith, baby.
Hey, I was about to say, watch
J.R. about to come up.
I can see that too. He already, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Wait for it.
They got 3 roster spots open. I mean, you can't forget Jamal Crawford still out there. With them 3 spots, bro, they got to go out and really fill that with some good people. And they might pull something from their G League stuff too. I don't know what they're gonna do, but
I'm gonna tell you,
they gotta help fill out that bench a little bit.
I don't know if I see that working. I think it's gonna be a spectacle. I mean, obviously Brooklyn, I'm sure, is happy. New York is happy. I mean, it's going goodness. Like, it's exciting. You know, they got 3, like 2 superstars, one amazing point guard, at least when he's on court. You know, but I'm gonna tell you, man, I just don't see Harden and Kyrie meshing. Like, I think they'll do what they have to do. I think Harden will be happy, you know, just to be there. But them personalities, bro, that stuff matters.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree. Not to mention
the history, man, and it's gonna be.
You go ahead, Corey.
No, I was gonna say it also is gonna be up to how Steve Nash can manage goes, because it's like it becomes crunch time, man. You know, everybody, you got 3 shooters. It's like somebody gonna have to learn how to fall back and say, hey, it's KD night, or it's Kyrie night, or it's James Harden night.
You got 3 shooters and 2 egomaniacs.
Yeah, that's the difference though, because I was talking to my brother, and he was like, well, you got to think Golden State was in a similar situation, but I was telling him, I was like, yeah, but if we being honest, Clay will defer. Right. You don't have to worry about Clay. Clay gonna come off and hit a wide open shot. And truth be told, your point guard is I'm losing the name, Steph Curry. Yeah. So it's like even though he can give you 30, he's still the point guard. His job is to facilitate. And so he was willing to facilitate. You basically were dealing with 2 players who didn't have like huge egos. And like the biggest ego on that team is somebody who can go in there and give you 3 points a game. And like, you know what I'm saying? And so they had a different type of structure at Golden State. In Brooklyn, bro, like, it's hands down, like, all 3 of y'all are expected to be the man. And I don't know if it's enough ball to go around. Like, I don't know how that works, because I don't see, when it's just 2 superstars, it works a little bit different, because Kyrie can just like make it, and if he ain't on, he deferring to KD. And
see, that's the thing. It is 2 superstars. It's just 3 people that think they're superstars. Like, Kyrie, as much as he knows and believes, and you can't take anything away from Kyrie's game. The man is electric, right? but he is not KD Harden level. But he thinks he is. He thinks he deserves the ball at the end of the game. And granted, he's had some big shots. He's had some big moments, even in the finals, you know, when he was in Cleveland. But he is not – he's third wheel now. So you tell me, is Kyrie going to be okay being third wheel on that team? That's a big question.
Yeah, this is the thing, though, JD, when you're talking about like it's similar to Golden State situation. I don't really think so because if you about, you know, Clay, Steph, and who else you talking about, Draymond being like the three main guys.
Yeah.
No.
Are you saying when
KD was there? Yeah.
Okay. See, the difference with that is you're looking at Clay and Steph, they've always played for that one team. Different thing with James Harden, KD, and Kyrie. They've came from teams where they were basically the guy. Like,
that's true.
I mean, when Kyrie was with Boston, he was basically the superstar there because everybody else was experienced. James Harden was the man in Houston, and KD was the man in basically Oklahoma City when he was there. I mean, he was kind of the man when he was in Golden. But now you got those three guys coming together on one team. I think the better comparison would be probably maybe Miami, because you had LeBron being the man in Cleveland, Bosh being the man in Toronto, and D Wade being the man in Miami. But they knew how to fall back and say, hey, we're going to let this LeBron team, in essence, but if it's going to lead us to a championship, let's do it. But we got to see how mature they're going to be about doing that. Especially when it comes down to the player.
Who team is it then? If we going with that theory, who team is it?
I would say KD, man.
It's got to be KD.
Okay.
Yeah.
The right answer is KD.
Yeah.
The caveat is getting the other two to say that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, you got, you know, because Mike D'Antoni is still in the picture. It's going to be Harden is going to be expecting his normal game. Maybe not his normal touches, but you know, that's the very reason he will be there. So it's just going to be interesting.
Yeah. But their numbers going to go down, man. It's like all y'all not averaging 30 points a game.
Nah, they not.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, but with that being said, though, there's enough ball to go around where they can average 25. Like they could average 25.
I can see that.
It's gonna be. So I'll say this: what helps them out is the way that Harden gets his buckets. Like Harden, when he's playing the way that he plays, he gets to the line. So Harden they say on average he gets to the line like 10 times a game, and he usually hits about 70 to 80%. So you're looking at him he gonna get anywhere between 8 to 10 points from the free throw line alone. You know what I'm saying? So that makes a huge difference from him, because that means he ain't taking those extra 4 or 5 shots to get those buckets. You know what I'm saying? So if he continue to play that game the way that he playing, where he's getting to the free throw line and driving in the paint again and making people jump on his jump shot, then we're talking about it's a little bit different, because now he's not interrupting the flow of KD, because KD can still get his shots off and not worry about it. I just still don't know how. Really, okay, let's keep it a buck, bro. The question is Kyrie. That's all it is. Like, we're just trying to figure out.
That's what I'm saying. Like the whole
saying if he's gonna be available, like how he's disappeared.
No. I mean that's a factor, but I'm saying, how is he gonna coexist with his team?
I got you. Yeah.
See, that's the perfect picture.
Because he is the primary ball carrier, like ball handler. So you in mind too, he is the one to help facilitate and make these plays happen. Now James Harden can definitely run the point. We've seen him do that, but I just don't know. Like right now, they're in a perfect situation because we don't know what's going on with Kyrie. So
So KD and James Harden can take over.
Yeah, they can take over, and they're gonna come in, and I would assume that James Harden will probably be available. I don't know, with COVID going around, they probably have some different protocols, but I would assume that he would be ready to go within the next day or two. Like their next game, he should be ready to go.
This the curveball here. Breaking news. Washington Wizards trade Russell Westbrook to Brooklyn for Kyrie
Man,
Irving.
stop, man.
Yo, hey, that would be crazy.
Stop.
Yo, that would be wild, boy.
Stop
Nah,
it.
Hey, low key, why you playing? Nah,
that ain't gonna happen, man.
that'd be a long shot, but
It'll be funny.
It'd be hilarious.
What he doing? Because I ain't seen no Wizards. I know Bradley Beal been killing. He averaging like 34 points.
Yeah, Brad Bill been balling. Yeah, actually, I think Westbrook. I don't know if he's still out. I think he had a quad.
Yeah, I'm about to say I think he out of the game.
He was supposed to be out.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I ain't heard
I don't
nothing about him. That would make
He out
sense.
of a few games, and Kyrie somewhere saging. I mean,
man, Kyrie, I don't know,
they gotta
man.
figure it out.
Who knows what's going on with him?
Hey, but so on that note, like who are your teams coming in like out of the? I ain't gonna say coming out of the West because we know the Lakers coming out of the West. Lake Show repeat.
Right.
But who's going up against them in the Western Conference Finals, and who's going up against Brooklyn in the Eastern Conference?
Man, East 76ers might be there. Boston. Can't you forget about Miami? I don't know, man. I mean,
you take Milwaukee seriously?
Yeah, dang, I forgot. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't take them serious.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's issue to me is less player driven. I think it has more to do with the coach. I don't think Bud gonna be able to get them past where they've been. To be honest with you.
So you putting it on
so?
Bud? You think they reached the ceiling with him?
I think it showed last year, man. Like no changes, no adjustments. You know, when it came down to the nitty gritty, and to me, he's not the coach that's going to take them to the next level. So I mean, yes, Giannis just re-signed. You know, he's going to be there for some time, but I think at the end of the day, Bud is on the hot seat. You know, even with their success, like I feel like and I don't know who you go get. You know, to replace him at some point, but I just don't see him getting them past the hump. So he might have 2 more years. And they're probably going to, middle ground success again in the playoffs, and they're gonna have to.
I can feel that only because they have a team that. I mean, they had the best record in the league last year, so they obviously got a team that's built to win, but they're not getting it done in the playoffs. So I can see that. I can see that happening. I can definitely see that happening. I mean, I don't know, bro.
I like the Celtics.
The Celtics are well coached, and they got the players. They got the personnel to do it. They got rid of some pieces that really helped them more than hurt them. Because like Gordon Hayward, he's been balling in Charlotte, and I think he got that pressure off of him to be able to, ball where he at. But I don't know, man. I think it's gonna come down to, honestly, it's gonna come down to Brooklyn, Philly, and Milwaukee out of the East. One of them 3 teams coming out the East, and then I think coming out the West with this move, that's pretty much knocked Houston out the picture, even though they weren't really in the picture. That knocks them out the picture. Golden State really haven't came around yet. Like I don't think they're gonna be able to do it. Like that, Clay getting hurt really hurt them. So we talking about realistically Lakers, Phoenix, because Phoenix been balling. And
what about Denver? I haven't really haven't heard much about them this year.
They didn't start well
so far.
But I mean,
Joker been balling.
Yeah, you can't count them out. I mean, they proven threat year after year. My sleeper team in the West is honestly Portland.
Portland. I
think Portland got better. They have 2 closers already. They filled what they needed last year, which is some big man who can rebound and defend. They have that. So I think they are to be taken a lot more seriously this year. But I personally don't see Miami coming back from the East. I think the bubble was a big help for them.
Either.
I don't see that happening. And
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't see it though.
Speaking of the bubble, man, they might need to bring the bubble back because
no, let's talk about that though.
It's been bad, man. I mean, they canceled the Hawks, and I think Hawks and Suns play tonight, or it's tonight or tomorrow night because they on a 3-game road trip on the West Coast, and
they canceled for COVID.
Yeah, I think
because it's
protocol.
something about contact.
Yeah,
They call it
contact
something
tracing.
about contact. If you've been around, you played against a team. I guess if somebody tested positive, they just not taking any chances and just keeping everybody away. But it's been happening a lot lately.
Yeah, I mean
so
the NBA they doing a good job of containing it the best that they can.
Yeah.
But I am seeing how big of a difference the bubble made. You know what I mean? Because like players, the only thing players had to worry about was getting caught leaving, and did nobody really try to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like now, even with the Kyrie situation, like they got footage of him without his mask on at a birthday gathering or whatever, when technically they're supposed to go home. Stadium is really what they're supposed to be, and on the road is
ain't nobody doing that.
Yeah, ain't nobody doing that, and it's you can tell because like people coming up with COVID left and right, bro. Like,
right,
you know. So
and they saying no. I think they said no visits too. I mean, yeah,
but
that's tough.
The NBA did. They foresaw a lot of this, and that's how they split up the schedule. The way they did. So I don't know if y'all been peeping, but like.
You play teams like twice because I know the Hawks play
it's kind of like they've been
Brooklyn.
playing like a baseball type schedule where people might play each other 2 or 3 times in a row almost.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
they did that where they split the season up in like 40 games. Like so, first 40, then your last 40. So that second half, they'll plan to make up any games that were postponed during the first half of the season. But I guess they did. It makes it easier because now a game that's getting postponed, if a game was to get postponed, it's closer to more likely be a team that you've already played, as opposed to trying to make up like a random game like the Lakers playing the Knicks, like a random New York Knicks game. Now they're playing the games that be made up are teams that they've already been playing for a numerous amount of time. So the theory is it makes it easy to make that game up at the end of the season, as opposed to it'll work in the schedule a little bit better. So we'll see, man.
Interesting. I wonder how that's going to deal, like, mess with competition or something. Because I mean, you sit in a city, you play the same team, 4 games in a row. It seems like your team kind of had different looks in a normal setting, and in this one,
that's true.
You kind of probably get bored a little bit. I've seen the Lakers even, they squeeze out some games, but they kind of look uninterested by the third time they're playing a team. So it's just gonna be.
What's scary?
The most I've seen was 2. I haven't seen it more than.
I think it's
like
I know
the Hawks
2
played,
or 3, something like 2. I think it's
know
2.
the Hawks played. I noticed when the Hawks played Brooklyn like twice in like 3 days or something.
Okay.
They had like a day off in between.
But
I mean, I guess it's same. I mean, if you're in the playoff, but playoff is a whole different mindset because you're that much closer to the championship. So it's kind of hard to probably think like that right now during the regular season.
I just feel like the Lakers got a shot. I'm not saying that because I'm a fan of LeBron, but I'm just being realistic, bro. They playing half speed and still winning games.
They ain't even
fight. But the moves that were made, I noticed, like really looking at their roster, every game they got like 6 people in double figures. And so what's happened is it's just the point distribution was just spread out. So now you ain't focusing on LeBron and AD to give you 60 points a game. Like they legit getting points from like the what's the dude Tucker? He giving you points.
He's been balling.
Yeah, he been balling. Cool still giving you his 12 to 15. Trez, he still, he doing this thing. So it's like they straight, bro. Like from a bench, just them 3 names along off the bench are really holding down, giving them like 30, 40 points off the bench.
Then you got to look at, man, the chemistry is like, it's like they, like the season, this last season just ended. Then before you know it, you got a whole nother season, and it's a lot of new faces on that team. So give them time to gel. By the time playoffs come, they should be ready. Like, I mean, they're ready now, but
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What's happening on the NFL side? You know, because I stand with Cap over here. So
well, you're gonna be standing for a long time,
Cap,
boy.
hey, as long as this stuff going on, man, Cap will forever be a hero, man, because it just makes the whole stuff, man. Bro, it's crazy, man.
It really. Let's talk about it though. Like, it really makes Cap standing up, like, well, not standing up, Cap kneeling look so juvenile, like, compared to what's going on, right?
Right.
Like, this stuff happened because this dude decided that he wanted to kneel, like he wanted to do a peaceful protest and kneel to the national anthem. Right. And all hell broke loose. And now you look at legit, you got people running in the Capitol building, and it's like, no, bro, like that is a disrespect to the flag. What they doing?
Exactly.
What he doing ain't disrespect to no flag, bro. For
not at all.
He could have been taking a break. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the disrespect right there. So it's like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it just to be blackballed like that, man. I mean, I don't know, man. It's yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, no one can wrap their head around that whole situation. But I mean, the NFL, man, they have COVID cases here. I mean, players still turn out positive. But I mean, it's playoff now, so if you turn out positive, you got to stay away for 10 days. So if you turn out positive, you're gonna miss a game, and that can be big. But I mean, they're still moving
Cleveland
forward.
just did it, bro.
They don't have a lot of.
I said Cleveland just did it. Cleveland.
Oh yeah, they had a lot of players up. The head coach, and everything.
Yeah.
But that was just, I mean, them balls up 28-0 in the first quarter. So.
No, they were killing. They beat the Steelers, bro.
Game?
You said what now?
The Browns won a playoff game.
Oh wow!
First time since like 90 something. I forgot when it was.
94, I think. What they said. Yeah. I'm honestly, bro. Like, the only thing that I'm worried about with the NFL right now is the Atlanta Falcons on the clock. I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do with this number 4 pick, bro.
I'm trying to see what we're gonna do. The first thing is getting a general manager and getting a coach.
Oh,
that's what I'm trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. But
yeah,
I'll try when that happens, because like general manager got to come first, and then of course after that we'll go ahead and figure out the coaching situation. But we got the number 4 pick in the draft. Pick.
You gotta go back, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, but see, here's the thing, right? I agree.
Depending on who available. Well, I don't
there
think
you go.
They ain't gonna. Miami may not take. I don't know. I can't say who's taking quarterback these days, man.
Every mock draft that I've seen, they got Miami at the number 3 pick, taking offensive tackle to protect Tua. So,
okay.
But number 1 is definite. Like Trevor Lawrence, he going to
Jacksonville, yeah.
But the question mark is the Jets, because the Jets just took a quarterback a couple of years ago. So the question is, do they take Justin Fields at 2? And if they don't take Justin Fields at 2, that means that he's gonna drop down to us. So
you want a QB?
Yeah. I mean, my personal opinion, if Justin Fields is not available, then we need to pick up. And this is just my theory, right? Because I'm on the train of, like, we got to do a complete rebuild as the Atlanta Falcons. So here's my theory. Just hear me out. Hear me out for a second. If Justin Fields is not available at the number 4 pick, we should pick up the other Alabama. We do great at Alabama receivers. Pick up the Alabama receiver, Devontae. What is it, Devontae or you know what I'm talking about?
Devontae Smith, I believe. Yeah.
Pick up Devontae Smith. Put a trade package together for Julio for draft picks for any team that want to pick him up. All we want is draft picks for Julio. Give us a first round pick
for the Saints
and a second round pick. I don't care who it is. It ain't gonna matter. That's what we need. We need draft picks for Julio. Give us 2 draft picks for Julio, 2 first round and a second round draft pick, or a first round and a third round draft pick. We pick up whatever other holes that we got in the offense, so we can get us some defensive, like some linebackers in the second, or third, or fourth, or fifth, or sixth round. Also pick up some offensive linemen, get some beats on defense. Do whatever we need to do right here. The rest of this stuff don't matter. Once we move Julio and get them 2 draft picks in the next couple of years, we wait it out and we get the right quarterback. Because the problem is, if you pick up Justin Fields today, you're going to have a harder time moving Matt Ryan than you would moving Julio. Because Matt Ryan got to blow the contract. Julio got to blow the contract too, but you still, it's Julio Jones, who, like, we know for a fact can still have 3 more serviceable years at wide receiver. Matt Ryan, I don't know. Like, he might get in a situation like Phillip Rivers and go to a team that's like a quarterback away from playoffs and can be able to do something. But, like, other than that, we can't move Matt Ryan like that. It's going to be hard. I think it's harder to move Matt Ryan than it is to move Julio. And we can't draft a quarterback at number 4 and sit him down for 3 years. Like, that ain't gonna happen. If you draft Justin Fields this year, Justin Fields gonna be he's gonna be on the field next season, like, hands down. There's no way that you can just sit a number 4 first round draft pick quarterback down that long. Like, you just can't do it. Especially with us needing a shift in the guard at quarterback.
We would release Matt Ryan
if we drafted Justin Fields,
because I mean, we ain't gonna put him on the if we ain't gonna put him on the bench at that much.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I feel like the Justin Fields pick, as much as I want to have, I think if Justin Fields was coming up next year, it'll be a better opportunity for us. Like, us getting Justin Fields right now, even though I'm with the pick, if we can get him, I say get him. We can figure out the rest of this stuff later on. But the problem gonna be is once you get him, at best, you got 1 year of Matt Ryan mentoring him. And then after that, you got to figure out what to do with Matt Ryan.
Because we got to get a
Matt
quarterback
because
Matt Shaw retired. So we don't even have a backup right now. Matt Ryan is the only quarterback on there.
I'm down with getting Justin Fields. My question is just how long you going to be able to keep him on the bench? Like, I don't see.
Yeah.
Because, and the only reason why I say that is because, like, if I look at the Miami situation, right, with Fitzpatrick and Tua, even though I feel like they started Tua too quick, they should have let Tua get some more experience up on his belt. The problem with that is you got a Fitzpatrick who is technically, like, he's not better than Matt Ryan. Like, they just call it is what it is, right? Like, Fitzpatrick's not better than Matt Ryan. So if you look at that same scenario, you bring in a top quarterback. How long? What are you gonna do with that? Like, we ain't gonna make Matt Ryan our backup, bro. Like, that's not.
That ain't
not gonna happen. He getting paid too much, like, to be the backup quarterback. You got to move him and try to get something for him. So that's my theory, Mo. I don't know.
Sound like you need Rob Pelinka to make all them moves happen or something. Move him over.
None of this gonna happen, bro. We're gonna mess around and pick like a linebacker at 4. Like, I know that's what's gonna happen. And Justin Fields gonna slip to like 8 or 9.
And I don't know what good backups there are. I mean, Cam Newton, even though Patriots are going to re-sign him. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see. The general manager guy, his hands full, man.
He definitely got his hands full.
Then
bro, honestly, Corey, like, for backup, the one thing about it, like, hate or love Matt Ryan, he hits the field every play. So it's like you getting a backup.
He don't miss too many games.
Yeah, he ain't gonna miss no games, bro. Like, he getting a backup really to sit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
And a culture, boy. It just pains my heart to hear trade Julio Jones, knowing that he been wasted this whole time. No championship. All that talent that came through Atlanta, bro. Painful.
Hey.
But hey.
Y'all keep on waiting, bro. The Brady's gonna bring a chip.
That's what I was about to say, brother. I think the Braves are gonna be the closest. I mean, they're the closest thing right now. Even though
they ready, bro.
But
it's all good, bro. That wasn't in the World Series. If that would have happened in the World Series, I'd probably still be devastated. If we would have been down, we would have been on 3-1 in the World Series, and they came back and beat us, bro. Like, man, I would have been forever pissed off as an Atlanta fan, bro. Like, that's how you know we would have been cursed as a city. If we up 3-1 in the World Series, and then still lose, Atlanta definitely cursed it that way.
It's all good though, bro. Hey, Atlanta brought that blue state home, though.
That's true, man.
Shout out to the Cater.
Shout out to the Cal. Shout out to Cal Road.
Basically, Cal Road came through.
Well, it was Clayton County for the general election, wasn't it? Clayton County was one of the last counties to get votes in. Yeah. When they say it was the DeKalb County for this election, I said, "Oh shit."
Oh yeah, we in there.
Yes, sir. Them votes coming in.
We in there. I don't know now, but I probably know two white people I've ever seen on County Road. They were lost.
No, DeKalb County more than County Road.
Gentrified, bro. Gentrified now.
No, but see, here's the thing. Yeah, DeKalb County. You still got like North DeKalb and all that. Like we joking like for the people that know what DeKalb County is, but but I'm serious about that Keller Road. There was two white people you seen. They were lost. They were looking for North Lake Mall and not South Lake Mall.
North Point.
You talking about South DeKalb Mall?
South DeKalb Mall. They were looking for North DeKalb Mall. I said South Lake.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, man.
Oh man. So yeah, I don't know, man. This has been like one of them lighthearted. I think we would just politic out, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We need it lighthearted, man. 2021 already been.
Sometimes as a black man, we need to just talk about sports.
Right.
It's simple as that.
Man, one thing about politics though, man, I feel kind of left out, man. My phone kind of dry, man. You know, I've been getting text messages and calls saying, "Hey, you can vote. You there? You gonna be at the polls?" And now they only hit your boy up to say thank you.
Hey, you felt like you was in a whole relationship with all everything going on. I'm like, hold on. What
text message coming through on the clock?
Like, hey, we still on for Tuesday? Tuesday? What happened on Tuesday? You gonna meet me at the polls, all right? I'm like, man. Yeah, that is funny. That's one thing I can say for certain, bro. Like, if you talking about you didn't know about the election this time around, like, I know you lying. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
You just made a conscious effort to say that you weren't gonna go vote. You know what I'm saying?
It paid off though, man. Their marketing efforts definitely paid off.
It definitely did. I got tired of it.
Yeah, it became annoying, man. But it was worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it.
I'm interested to see, will it be this way going forward?
Right. You know what I mean? I think about the same thing.
Yeah.
How will the momentum be? Will people still be like, man, to get out and vote and make a difference and this, that, and the other? I guess it all depends on who runs. I tell you one thing: if Stacey run for governor, I think you're gonna get that same. You probably get that same momentum. Yeah.
I can see that.
You probably have those same marketing efforts being put forth because I mean, we all know she got cheated, man. Like that last go around. Like
and hopefully more than anything, man, people realize that their vote does matter. I think that hopefully is the big take home, you know, just with everything. Because I mean, as you can see, the black vote changed everything this go around, presidential and so.
And there was a lot of first-time voters, man. Just listening to different people, hearing on the radio, people calling in, say, "Man, it was my first time ever voting." This, that, and the other. They, you know, fully grown people. They never took the time to go vote, but they see that it's important now. So hopefully it'll be the same going forward.
I feel like I definitely don't recall. I recall like pop community getting involved when it came to Obama first go around.
Vote.
With the rock the vote and vote or die. Like I remember seeing all of those type campaigns, but this go round here, I can definitely say without a shadow of a doubt, bro. Like I ain't never seen nothing like this. This was like I'm talking about people coming from out the woodworks everywhere, telling you to vote, and that was special to see though. If it don't happen again, it was definitely special to see us as people rally together to truly make some change happen. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely nice to see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, look, that's it, man, for this week episode of the Black Man Think. Thank y'all for listening. Make sure y'all hit us up on all social media, man. Hashtag Ask the Black Man if y'all have some questions. Also for our Clubhouse community, we've been having those conversations there weekly on that, our Ask the Black Man is on Fridays there, and so we try to make sure we engage that community as well. So if you are on Clubhouse, just search Black Man Think. We have a group there. Join the group, and you'll get a chance to have some back and forth dialogue with us, and not just hearing us on the podcast and talking to yourself in your car or at your crib. You actually get a chance to engage with us one-on-one, which is super dope. So thank y'all for listening. Make sure y'all subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and we'll see y'all next week.
The Black Men Think Podcast.